The Forsaken Hero. Volume 2. Chapter 21. Performance. Speaking of the standard confession at the bottom of the school building, a classroom in the evening, or an unmanned rooftop, I chose the back of the schoolhouse.
Tamaki.
The target had already arrived at the meeting place. As soon as he saw my face, his expression changed. This was expected. Because right now, I was pretending that I was being trapped by Katsurogi. Yumahara. Help. In the middle of asking for help, Katsurogi closed my mouth with his hand. He drew me close without changing.
Hey. Katsurogi. What are you doing?
So noisy, shut up. This person is bad. She double-crossed me.
You've been making Tamaki keep you company against her will.
He bellowed. Blood began to rush to Yumahara's head. I tapped Katsurogi's knee with the hands held behind my back. It was the signal to provoke him. Accordingly, Katsurogi spoke.
If you think that, I dare you to take her. Think you can?
What?
It can't be that you're saying you're afraid of me, right? Still, I don't mind. Tamaki will just keep being mine.
For a moment, I wondered if he should hit me. I braced myself for such a situation. Please. Yumahara. Attacking the retreating enemy with a scream, Yumahara finally stirred.
Damn it.
Here he comes.
In order to guarantee my freedom, Katsurogi brushed off Yumahara's punch with his arm. In order to not interfere, I immediately withdrew from there. Katsurogi confirmed it before letting out a left front kick. It was a critical hit as it hit Yumahara's unguarded side, and though he braced his legs, it wasn't effective and was blown back.
That's not all.
Katsurogi stamped on Yumahara, who had fallen many, many times. Each and every time the groaning lessened, and was instead replaced with a crying voice.
Stop it.
You're noisy. Shut up.
Katsurogi seized Yumahara by the hair, pulling his head up and smacking Yumahara's face with his palm.
Please.
Was there a time that you stopped when I asked? None, right? Then you know what's about to happen.
This time, Katsurogi made a fist and held it high. Understanding what would be next, Yumahara began begging for his life.
I'm so sorry. Anything, I'll do anything. Please stop it. Please.
Without caring about me asking for help earlier, he cried and begged regardless of how he looked. At the least, he didn't tell me to run away. Therefore my feelings weren't diminished at all. Well, even if he told me to escape, I would stay to record what happened. It's a promise then. I closed the camera feature that was recording since a moment ago. Confirming the folder, it was properly recorded.
Tamaki. What are you?
Yumahara was unable to grasp the situation. So I informed him. Yumahara, the confession. It was a lie.
Hey.
I hate you. I just lured you out here.
No way.
His expression turned to one of despair. His face lost its energy. Katsurogi. Don't let him get away. Because we need him from now on.
Yeah, it was like that.
Katsurogi cracked his neck. Yumahara's body trembled. The situation was perfect. Then, let's do the final binding.
Time to break him, huh?
Katsurogi extended his hand towards Yumahara. Afterwards, we continued until Yumahara promised to comply with our instructions. We were accompanied by Yumahara the next day. It wasn't an exaggeration to say that coming with us was fated. because it was a once-in-a-lifetime chance from us. Today's last class was devoted to assigning the roles of the play. As committee chairman, I listened to the students that were candidates on the blackboard in the front. After the behind-the-scenes roles were filled, we finally started with the starring roles. Well, I think we will now decide the actors. First of all, I want to determine who the hero and heroine, who are the axis of the story are. This time it will be limited to recommendations only. Because this is important. And so, does anyone? Yes. Yes, Shuri. I think Samajima would be the best hero after all. Shuri still recommends Samajima. It couldn't be helped because I didn't tell her the strategy. Rather, I was grateful that it was moving along as I expected. So, Samajima. Should I count you as a candidate?
Yeah, I don't mind. Then I recommend Hamikaze as the heroine.
Well then, that's the first two. Is there no one else? I looked around the classroom, but no one else rose their hand. I didn't want the amount to increase. Otherwise, the fight would not be carried out. All right. Looks like there isn't. Then, I'll recommend one last person. I told everyone such, and forcefully wrote a name on the blackboard. Those behind me became noisy. I'd gotten used to this. My recommendation is Katsurogi Daiichi.
Then, I recommend Tamaki Yuana as the heroine.
Katsurogi gave a response similar to Samajima's as a form of revenge. Of course, Samajima flared up.
Oi, Tamaki. Are you serious?
What do you mean? I recommended Katsurogi because I thought he was suitable.
Such an ugly person should not play the leading part. It's unpleasant to see an acting pig.
Laughter suddenly rose up. Nanami was frowning. When Katsurogi was spoken ill of, her composure broke.
No, I think when it comes to it, a guy with a filthy soul like you would be the unpleasant one. Hey, do you even have a soul?
Katsurogi stood up from his seat to ridicule Samajima.
Tormenting someone as a hobby, I don't think Samajima could do it.
What's with that? Aren't you getting cocky?
No, it's nothing like that. However, I wonder which of us is inferior. I'm thinking about some way to let you know.
Letting me know, you say? It'll be the same as always.
When Samajima said that, young men in the class stood up one by one. Looking at the situation, Katsurogi smiled. It worked like a charm.
Though I don't mind doing it like this, it's unfortunate. The peerless Samajima is afraid to have me as his opponent.
The fuck are you playing at?
So what will you do? Pin me down with everyone? You're a coward after all. Though I'd never be defeated by pigs like you guys. Right, Sajima.
What?
Samajima was surprised by the unexpected name being called out. Things are going our way.
That's right. It's pathetic to see.
Samajima's face blushed with shame from Nanami's remark. He clenched his hands. His shoulders were shaking with anger. He pierced Katsurogi with a sharp glare.
All right. Just as you wanted, I alone will be your opponent. I'll take your provocation.
Even though I just said the truth. Well, it's fine. So, will we start here?
No, just wait because I'm going to prepare a place for you to die. Don't think that you'll ever be able to have something like an enjoyable school life again.
Right back at you.
Samajima clicked his tongue and left the classroom, going somewhere. Probably to reserve the place he declared. He's the director's grandson. If it's something to this degree, I'm sure he can get away with it. My prediction was right, and Samajima returned after a few minutes with the key to the judo hall. We went to the judo hall. Samajima used his influence to get permission from the teacher, and it was now reserved. By his proposal, it was decided that they would fight here. Katsurogi and Samajima confronted each other in the center. We surrounded it. Perhaps, that guy also won't come out unhurt this time. The referees were the spectators.
Trash. I never thought in my wildest dreams that you would pick a fight with me.
Yeah, me neither. I thought I would always continue to yield, but I won't lose here.
You think you can win?
I'll win. Because I won't give up.
Katsurogi smiled as he said that. Samajima didn't like that and gave him a cold glare.
It's fine. Bring it on.
Following his words, Katsurogi kicked the ground.
Foss.
Samajima saw Katsurogi's face coming at him in a straight line and began a horizontal hook. Katsurogi noticed and lowered his posture, sliding so that he wouldn't kill his momentum. However, Samajima predicted this and jumped, extending his leg to stamp on him. Though Katsurogi took some damage, he rose and threw down Samajima sideways by seizing his leg. Samajima's shoulder struck the ground. Although he let out his voice from the impact, he didn't lose his calm and escaped from Katsurogi's restraint.
Seriously?
Did you see those movements?
You're kidding, right? Every classmate expressed their impressions. Nanami and I were smiling broadly. That was the natural response when shown that much in an instant. Because Katsurogi had fought against me for a long time, he should be able to see Samajima's attacks clearly. As long as he doesn't become frantic and lose his willpower, he won't lose. Both of them stood up, though Samajima began his suicide attack first.
You will kneel down. A guy like you.
Grabbing his neck, he pivoted and did a one-armed shoulder throw over his back.
I say the same to you.
His nails bit into Samajima's wrist while he was being thrown. Samajima unconsciously released his grip in the middle of it. Katsurogi's back hit the floor after being thrown into the air. He properly defended.
Yui. Is he okay?
He's fine. How many times do you think I threw him? That defense was first class. I had been throwing him during the combat training sessions. It was to increase his ability to defend. Because if something like this happened, defending would be useful. Katsurogi also disliked the pain, and memorized defense first. So don't worry. Shouldn't you be cheering him on?
You're right. Hang in there, Katsurogi.
Nanami was jumping up and down while cheering on Katsurogi. However, the other spectators got used to what was going on and began raising their voices.
Get him. Samajima.
Beat up Katsurogi.
The fight heated up from the cheers.
Don't lose, Katsurogi.
I was also cheering him on.